Very good weekend to you all, folks. Hope everyone's well, and welcome to the week ahead video. Usual format, we're going to be looking at all the major Forex pairs and trying to identify where we are in that market cycle, and also the harmonic patterns that are appearing that sets up our entry criteria. Obviously, the harmonic pattern completion isn't the time that you enter. There's a little bit more nuance to that. The entries themselves I'm not going to go over in these videos, but most of the other things I will. Let's start. So last week was a decent week, quiet week. Cut a few trades, some good continuation trades, Euro AUD, USD CAD. Bias on the dollar was correct. Let's start. So USD CAD, we've obviously zoned in on this guy. I've got to stop saying obviously. We have zoned in to cycle 2, and at the moment we're creating a higher low from this low, and we're trying to create some structure. So this is the high, this is the higher low, and this is, I'd call this push 1 complete. We're expecting push 2 and push 3. What this says about the market in general is that when this normally starts pushing higher, it puts the brakes on the equity markets. In particular, oil. It's linked heavily to oil price. So we do have oil on another platform coming much lower, in line with the market cycle. So this could be the adverse move. But what we have here, we have 3 and 1, and we've pulled back, and we expect higher prices. Is there any continuations for us? Not really, but we have cycle 1, cycle 2 below the 800, expecting higher prices. We've broken structure. We need to come back, retest entry. Another day, another dollar. CHF JPY in a peak pass. Enter DJPY hanging around. Second zone higher. This is the third trend up. Risky area to trade in because the markets can reverse at any point here. But as long as the market's showing a structure, which it is, higher highs and higher lows, we've got to go with it. So we had a really nice push up here, change of internal structure, 1 pullback. And it's whether or not we start making high highs and high lows, but I really like this one. We've completed 2 cycles lower, 1, 2, 3. Keep an eye. Euro CAD, middle of the zone, not too interested here. There's no real edge. Just the first zone of consolidation, we're in the middle of it, pass. AUD, JPY, although the pattern's complete, we are in a peak at the minute, or we're starting to push on again. And I have to redraw how I've marked these patterns, as in this would all become 1 and this would become 2. And I don't like doing that, so I'm not going to touch this. Pass. TPP CHF, we've completed the 3 lower, so that's one thing to notice. We haven't broken any structure. This is just a lower high, so I'm not going to get too carried away. It hasn't been anchored. But if we go zoomed out a bit further, we can see that there is a bigger picture here. So we've got the first, second peak, and then the first up. It's whether or not we can break this structure and continue. So pass for now. AUD NZD. This one was a really nice setup, but because of Fed Reserve, we advised to close positions before that. So this one came down and is now picking back up. You can see the Gartley. It's a Gartley off the 100 point. So 0 to 100, and rather than stopping at the 61.8, it came back to 0 ultimately. So this guy is short, so it's a long counter trend. These candles, when you have the red and the green coming in and out like that, they're very powerful reversal signals. They can be fakes. Look here, fake. But most of the time, they're pretty reliable. Where else can you see them? Yeah, a little bit fake, but you ultimately get a big run up after them. Here, so who knows? We'll see. The ultimate trend's lower. No trade for now. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff because we've called how we like the dollar to look. I've done videos on my Melons Trade YouTube of the dollar cycle. This is 1, this is 2. And we have shown 1, 2 candles up. We are going to touch the 800, and this will create push 1. Whether that will hold, I don't know. So this is one I'm seriously looking at for next week, along with USD CAD. I've written both of those down. Let me just USD CAD, USD CHIF, both long. The only thing I don't like about this one is I don't like the way we're hanging around this and this 50 EMA. I'm just not mad for that. But it could be aggressive. It really could be aggressive. Notice the swings, the harmonic move here could repeat here. It is ultimately a downtrend for sure. And we haven't even broken a previous structure. So definite downtrend, but with the chance that we're going to flip round here, purely on the basis of the cycle. I do expect us to test up here. But this is still unclear whether the market cycle has completed. I don't believe it has, personally. 1, 2. I just don't think it has. 1, yeah, can't call this one really. We're definitely in a peak, and I can see the dollar basket higher. Logic prevails that the dollar should move higher, but this hasn't got any. Well, you do get V bottoms. You get V bottoms as reversals. This could be a V bottom, but I normally like to see a double bottom. You know, look at these double bottoms. This is a bit of a V bottom here, but I do like this is a V bottom, but it's just created continuation lower. Yeah, so we'll move on. Not so clear. Now, NZD USD showing its hand. It's a beautiful setup from a number of reasons. First, second, third, that means the trend's over. And we've picked up and we've created a Gartley, A, B equals C, D at the 61.8%. Logic prevails. If you get a Gartley here, this then turns into an AB equals C, D higher. So the issue I have with this is I'm not convinced that this it is a consolidation zone, but I think the pattern is a bigger pattern at play here. All of this is still consolidation. All of this is still consolidation. Not the best pen to show you, but all of that is consolidation still. So for me, I'm questioning whether or not this type of consolidation is where you have the trap here in the direction of the trend. This was at the beginning of the month. We trapped. We've created a false move, you know, going into the new year. And this was in January 23. And we're starting to create like the real move. And the real move is lower lows and lower highs. Fair enough. We came close up here. Equal high. Lower low, equal high. It just quite a few question marks on it. And when you've got question marks on something, you know, you tend to not trade it. And that protects you. So I'm not sure. This is either aggressively higher, but in the very near term, you can go back and look at the videos. We've got a 1, 2, 3 to the high, and then we've got a 1, 2. If this holds here and just makes a marginal new low, it will be very telling. But if we start breaking down, I'm onto it. So we'll see how that goes. CAD JPY hanging around. It's given us what we were looking for. It's sold off. This is like AUD JPY. The pattern is complete. This is a peak, or we're going higher. So we have the red ABCD pattern here that we can see bought us some selling action, and we got profit here down to here. But what's quite easy for me to spot here is the 1, 2, 3 makes 1, which makes 2, because this was 1. So I still think 3's to come there. CAD CHF, did we take this one? We did take this one, and we got plus 15. Did we get plus 15? I'll have to just go back and check quickly on my. Let's have a look. No, we closed it out before the end of the day, and it did go plus 15, but we closed it out. So good luck to those that continue to hold. It's a generational entry long, because this is a huge ABCD, expecting higher prices, no doubt. Now, this is definitely the cycle. This could be the cycle as well, but either way, that's 1, 2, and then we've got the 1, 2, 3 where we want to be, completing at the ABCD. Right, moving on. GBP AUD beast mode. Broken structure, closed above, moving higher, 1 complete. This is push 2 to make the third trend. So this one's definitely of interest too. I don't trade it because it's too big. Even if you're right, you get stopped out. So, you know, you have to have like 180 pip stops. But you do have to remember it's 2 to 1 to the pound. So it's obviously moves more, but less damaging on your P&L. So if you have to match it up pound for pound, you know, you do the maths. So higher, second cycle higher. GBP, USD. Not sure about this one, so I'm not getting involved. You know, there's no retest. We're not near the correct EMA. That just smells like dollar strength to me. And pass. Euro AUD, absolute stunner. Supermodel of the trades so far. Level 1, level 2. Cannot stop looking at it. Harmonic completion, A B C D Gartley, 3 in 1. Break of structure, expecting push 2. Amazing. Amazing. Euro CHF. Oh God, what have I just pressed? Just pressed something that I shouldn't have. But anyway, it shouldn't affect this video. Euro CHF. Now I can see the cycle lower. I can see a 1. I can see a big 2. I can see it coming lower. This guy. This particular. If it's going to let me. Here we go. So this particular pattern has completed level 1, level 2, 1, 2, 3 to the low. So another one like CAD CHF, a generational long that can run for the next decade. These are major, major opportunities, guys, to get in with something that's going to move for the next 5 to 8 years. No problem. It really is. It's crazy. Anyway, it's early still. This is starting to anchor. This is showing us characteristics that we can recognize. Starting to anchor. Completed 3 to the low, 1, 2, 3. Change of character to the upside. Starting to get interesting. Starting to get interesting. So definitely up there for the watch. AD CAD completed 3 down. 1, 2, 3, but in reality it's 2 because this was in here, within here. So 3 up, 2 down. Watching here, because if USD CAD's going to push up, this should have some sympathy. Now, this consolidation below the 800, we expect level 2 above the 800. I do see the pattern as this, and we shall see. It's not the prettiest, it's not the cleanest, it's not the easiest on the eye, but it's valid. Now, Euro GBP, waiting on the huge ABCD, A, B equals CD. And if we notice where we are in the cycle, this is the first zone, this is the second zone. We do expect higher prices. This is some sort of wedge people would trade, flat bottom, angled, break the obvious trend type thing. It's going to be a bit of it's going to be a sharp experience. It's going to be a whack down and then probably a push up, but we cannot take this low out. Otherwise it's invalidated. Moving on. Gold setting itself up, moving off the targeted entry. 1, 2 to the high. 1, 2 to the high. And off the targeted entry is an absolute peach of a trade. Level 1, level 2, expect higher prices. Now, AD USD, this was Trap City, but beautiful, but frustrating because it's bloody impossible to get involved with. The market maker has thrown so many curveballs here. It's unbelievable, but you can only see them in hindsight. But now it's showing its hand. We can be more confident that we're on the right breadcrumbs here, following on the coattails. So let's set the context of exactly what's happening. We have the pattern in front of us, 1, 2. So we're expecting a third move lower to test down here. Now, within this, we've got a sideways consolidation. You need to have a look at alternation on Elliott wave because alternation talks about the way the market varies the consolidation zones. In Elliott waves, you've got different names, ending diagonals, flats. I'm no Elliottian. But I know that this is an angle zigzag consolidation where we've got this move which traps, false, and then you play out the real 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Elliott wave. This could be expecting the 5th wave lower to start. For me, I'm expecting lower prices, but I'm also very cognizant that this has started, but it's already given me a clue. It's unreal, the clue it's given me that this is going to go lower. This is a big one for next week. GBP JPY pass. It's in a peak, but it is off the targeted entry. I'm not sure. Euro NZD, love it. Much like Euro AUD, expecting higher prices, pushing away, change of character. Beautiful. Maybe a tad early to jump in yet, but beautiful. Euro USD, don't really trust it too much. It's showing signs that it may not want to hold up after all. 1, 2. All of this could be 2 though, and then you've got 3 to come off. So we'll wait and see on that. Pass for now. Euro JPY, this is moving higher. It wants to move higher. It's anchored. And now we're moving higher, 1, 2, 3 to the high. When I say moving higher, obviously that's a little bit premature. We have a Gartley pattern it has to overcome first. So we'll see how that one plays out. AUD, CHF, we were short on this. We didn't trust this area, 1, 2, 3, but notice they're just slightly higher than each of the previous. That's slightly higher. That's slightly higher. That's interesting. We're either going to absolutely tank lower and test the previous low, which is all the way down the bottom here. A little bit more to go. I'm not sure on this pattern. 1, 2 is clear to see, but then we have a 1, 2, 3 to complete. Or is this a 1, 2, 3 to complete? Tough, tough, tough. It's trading off the 50 EMA, which are for targeted entries. And got very close here. Pass. Finally, USD JPY, mixed in the third zone higher. This is the peak formation. Yeah, so there you have it. So if you haven't already done it, please join my channel at Melon's Trade, because that is my personal insights into the market. Simply analysis, no signals. And if you have any questions, please reach out, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching.